Well, it's definitely a question many parents ask. Should I be my teen's friend? Psychologist Dr. Barbara Greenberg says, no way. And here she's telling us, explaining that a little bit more in detail. Now, I say it a little bit different. Should you be buddies with your kids? I think you obviously should be your friend. I mean, we don't take away from that. But explain and go and expound a little bit more about why it's detrimental to a kid's core growing up.
It's detrimental because first, kids are embarrassed if a parent starts to act like a teenager.
Okay.
If you pick them up wearing teenage clothing, they get humiliated. I can speak from experience. Also, you want to maintain your role as an authority figure. And what friends do is they keep things harmonious and they try not to get angry at each other. As a parent, you have to be able to tolerate some anger from your kids. So if it's just buddy-buddy, you're not going to have that sense of authority.
Well, I can imagine. And you say authority, it's a matter of respect as well. And do you think there needs to always be a hierarchy as far as when it comes down to a parent-child relationship?
I do. Teens have friends for a reason. And that's where you don't have a hierarchy. But parents need to be comfortable in the roles of parents. And secretly, that's what kids want.
You know, I always found it, though, heartwarming, though, when I always hear, you know, say, my dad's my best friend and everything. I mean, they probably have a different what I'm getting from you is they have a different interpretation of what that means. And, you know, how do you toe the line, though, between that? Because, you know, I would love to have my son say something like that, but on the same token, I want him to respect me. I mean, what do I need to do? Yeah,
it's a very good question. You want balance there. So you want your child to be able to confide in you, to come to you with anything that they can. But you also want them to have respect for you and to follow the rules that you set. So I think you can have both. You can have a child who says, my dad's really my buddy, plus I respect him, and I'm going to follow through on what he asks.
It just needs to come down to definition. It's kind of like what I'm getting from you.
That's right.
All right. You mentioned this earlier about wearing teenage clothes and everything. I'm going to have to say for moms, I've seen some moms that just are, you know, sometimes they want to wear their daughter's clothes. Are they trying to live a second childhood? Or are they trying to do what we just spoke of, trying to be a friend? They can bond that way. How bad is that?
It's very confusing. What I have said to parents is simply because the clothes still fit doesn't mean you have to still wear them. You have to give your teens the message that growing older is a fun thing to do. So my suggestion is to wear clothes that are fashionable if that's what you like, but age appropriate.
What about shopping with your daughter, like moms shopping with their daughters, kind of talking about the clothes? Is that right?
Yeah, take the daughter shopping for her clothing. I would say do your own clothes.
By yourself?
By yourself, correct. Or with your girlfriends or boyfriends, whatever. The friend relationship, obviously in this day and age, goes beyond just, you know, in real life. It goes on the internet as well with Facebook. Should you be friends with your kids on Facebook? You see, you can be friends. It's a tricky question because you can be friends with them for the purpose of monitoring what's going on in their Facebook, but I would not get involved in writing on their wall. You certainly don't want to engage in their conversation about who's hot, who's a couple. That's inappropriate.
I tend to agree with that, but I also like just day-to-day stuff. Maybe because like the job I'm in, you know, I don't know. But my son and I, all my kids though that are on Facebook, I talk back to them, you know, but I would never say, oh, that chick's hot or anything like that. Is that what you're saying? I mean, I imagine, is it a personal thing or are you just saying, no, don't do it at all?
Well, you can't make any hard and fast rules with your kids. It really depends on the individual temperament of the child. But for people out there watching, if I had to say one thing or the other, I would say don't be writing.
I think you need to know the relationship, which starts from the beginning. And you obviously keeping a line of communication. Don't allow that to be your only way. I'm not a doctor, you are, but you got some great advice in your book. It's Teenage as a Second Language. It's a parent's guide to become bilingual. Second printing? Already?
Yep, absolutely.
So you know that's good. All right, Barbara, and we have more information here on how to be a tech-savvy teen. Check out her book and a whole lot more on headdrama.com.